So, a couple of months ago, I created a video where I sat down and took the US Citizenship practice test, and I crushed it. I got 20 out of 20, I got 100%. But since then, I got a couple of comments saying that it was super easy and actually it's much more difficult. And I don't really know what to say because I did it on the official USCIS website and it was just the 22 questions that it gave me. But because apparently I have something to prove, I am back and my plan is I'm just gonna go through the website and just keep doing the questions until either I get bored or I run out of questions, and then I'll see how many I get right and I'll see how many I get wrong. I need to get 60% of the questions right to pass the test. Let's see how I do. Okay, here we are back at it again. Let's start the practice test. What is the capital of the United States? Pretty easy so far, Washington DC. Next question. What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803? Is it the Louisiana Purchase? Quebec is in the United States. Hawaii, I doubt it. I think it's the Louisiana Purchase. Yes, 2 for 2. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? American Indians or Native Americans? How old do citizens have to be to vote for president? 18. By the way, again, I haven't revised, I haven't studied this, I haven't gone through the questions to see what they are, but you'll just have to trust me on that because I have no way to prove it. When was the Constitution written? I think this is embarrassing because I think I had this question last time, but I now can't remember the answer. It was after 1776 because it was while they were forming the government. I think it's 1789. Oh, 1787. Close. Name one US territory. Guam? Yes. Some of these questions I would have had before, but I can't choose them, so I just got to keep on going. What stops one branch of government becoming too powerful? Checks and balances. I did have that question before. Under our constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? That is a good question. Federal government, I'm assuming it's to declare war. Yeah, the states can't declare war like individually, I don't think. How many amendments does the constitution have? Good question. It's more than 10. This is an interesting question. I think it's more than 21. I think it might be 23. Darn, it's 27. Who was president during World War I? Good question. I don't think it was Harding. Was it Wilson? Woodrow Wilson? World War I, 1914 to 18. Or was it a Roosevelt? It's really testing my American history. Roosevelt was the Second World War. I think it was Woodrow Wilson. Get in there. Who signs bills to become laws? The president does, right? Nice. Name one American Indian tribe in the United States. Cherokee. Cool. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? Serve on a jury. Yeah, because residents pay tax as well, so I'm assuming it's serve on a jury. Nice. Name the US war between the North and the South. That was the Civil War. What does the Emancipation Proclamation do? Freed slaves in most southern states. Who did the United States fight in World War II? It was Germany, Japan, and Italy. Yep. What ocean is on the west coast of the United States? That's the Pacific. What is the national anthem? Star Spangled Banner. Who is in charge of the executive branch? That's the president. Name one right only for United States citizens. Run for federal office. 18 out of 20. Again, got 2 wrong there, so not my perfect score like last time, but still certainly passed the test. But I'm going to keep going, just going to do as many tests as I can before I either run out of questions or get bored to see how well I can actually do. Why does the flag have 50 stars? It's for each of the states. 1 star for each state, yep. What are the 2 parts of the US Congress? Senate and the House of Representatives. What is freedom of religion? You can practice any religion or not practice a religion. There we go. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? Good question. Adopted? I'm guessing it's July 4th, 1776. Declaration of Independence. Yeah, cool. Name one American Indian tribe in the United States. again, annoyingly had that question. If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president? Vice president. Nice. The House of Representatives has how many voting members? It's either 435 or 441. I think it's 435. Yes, come on. Under our constitution, some powers belong to the federal government, which is one power of the federal government. Again, had this question to declare war. Who signs bills into law? The president. Annoyingly had that question as well. What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? Speech, I believe, First Amendment? Yeah. Name one state that borders Canada. Oregon. Really? Oregon doesn't border? Oh, because there's Washington State above it, I think. What did Susan B. Anthony do? I think she fought for women's rights. The first woman elected to the House of Representatives. Good question. I recognise the name, but I'm just not sure. Maybe she's the first woman elected? No. Fought for women's rights. I should have gone with my gut. Who was the first president? George Washington. What territory did the US buy from France? Annoyingly had that question already. When was the Constitution written? Oh, I had this question again. Got it right this time. What are two cabinet level positions? Secretary of State, Secretary of Labour. Yes, I believe it is those two. Secretary of Weather. That's fun. The idea of self-government is in the first three words of the Constitution. What are these words? We the people. Iconic. Why do some states have more representatives than others? Because of the size of their population. Yeah. What is the rule of law? I'm assuming everyone must follow the law. Yep. What does the judicial branch do? Again, I had this question before and I believe it is all of the answers above. Bang on again, 90%, 18 out of 20. I've done 40 questions and I've got 36 of them right so far, although some of them have been doubled up. Okay, let's keep on going. What did the Declaration of Independence do? What it did was declare our independence from Great Britain. What is the capital? Annoyingly, we've had that one before. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? The United States. Yeah. What are two ways that Americans can participate in their democracy? Vote? Well, all of the above, looks like. Write to a newspaper and call senators and representatives. That's participating in democracy. Give an elected official your opinion or join a community group. That's participating, or vote and join a civic. So I think it's all of the above. It is indeed. What is the name of the Vice President of the United States now? Kamala Harris. Let's see if this thing is updated. It is. What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves? That was Africans. What was one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? Saved or preserved the Union. Got it. What is the economic system in the United States? Capitalist economy. What are two rights of everyone living in the United States? Freedom of speech and freedom of religion. Yeah, I think that's it. Freedom to petition the government and freedom to abridge. Yeah. Freedom of religion and freedom to make treaties with other countries. Imagine just everyone in the United States had that ability. Cool. Another one in the box. What is the rule of law? Again, annoyingly, we've had this question. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? Oh, out of this lot. Yeah, I've had that question before. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? Give up loyalty to other countries, disobey the laws, won't be that one. Not defend the Constitution. Never travel outside the US. Obviously, it's give up loyalties to other countries. Name one state that borders Canada. Been here before. Fortunately, now I know this one is Maine, which does surprise me. Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in? I believe it was World War II. Yep. What is the name of the President of the United States now? That is Joe Biden. In what month do we vote for president? You guys vote in November. The Federalist Papers support the passing of the United States Congress. Name one of its writers. Now I know this from my love of the musical Hamilton, is James Madison. Wrote 29. Why do some states have more representatives than others? Annoyingly, we've had this question before, but it's because of the state's population. What is the name of the national anthem? Again, we've had this question before, but it's Star Spangled Banner. Who is the father of our country? I'm assuming they mean George Washington. Yeah. Crushed it. 20 out of 20 on that one. Granted, a couple of them I had before, but still, 20 out of 20. Okay, let's go again. There are 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. Citizens 18 or older can vote. What does the President's Cabinet do? Advise them. Ooh, no, it's not all of the above. They don't command the armed forces. Advise the President. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. War of 1812. That would be an unusually named war if it was fought in the 1900s. This is the World War. What is freedom of religion? Again, annoyingly, I've had this question. What territory did the US buy from France? Annoyingly, I've had this question as well. What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? Declaration of Independence. So this isn't the Constitution, it's the Declaration. I don't think it's life and death. I don't think it's life and right to own a home. Is it liberty and justice or life and the pursuit of happiness? The pursuit of happiness I do recognise as a term. I just don't know if it's in the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence. But I know how much of it was about liberty. But justice, I think it's life and the pursuit of happiness. Yes. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? Annoyingly, I've had this question as well. What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? He was indeed a US diplomat. Don't think he was the youngest member of the Constitutional Convention. I think he was just a US well, he did more than that, but I think he was a US diplomat to France, yeah. What is the supreme law of the land? Well, it's the Constitution. What stops one branch of government becoming too powerful? Checks and balances. Annoyingly, I've had this question before. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of... Oh, I've had this again, had that before. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? That was Jefferson, I do believe. Yes. Why did the colonists fight the British? High taxes, they didn't have the right to self-govern. Because the British Army stayed in their homes? That's a weird one. Maybe that's a bit of American history I just don't know. But if there wasn't that... That's strange, because I think it is A and B, but obviously then they have to include C. Because the British Army stayed in their homes. That's such a weird answer. But it was definitely because of high taxes. Can it be all of the above? Maybe it is. I'm pretty sure it's both those, so maybe it's that one as well. Cool, I was right. What's the British forces colonised to allow soldiers to sleep and eat in their homes? How strange. What is the economic system? Annoyingly, we've had this one as well. We elect a US senator for how many years? Again, annoyingly, I had that question the first time I did this. We elect a US representative for how many years? Why do I think a representative is 4? It's certainly not 8. For some reason, I don't think it's 6. So the midterms are coming up in 2022. And that's going to include... I think it's 4. Ah, it's 2. Gosh, you guys have elections so often. Where is the Statue of Liberty? That is in New York Harbor. Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II? Roosevelt. Yeah, cool. Why does the flag have 50 stars? It's one for each state. Had that one before. There were 13 original colonies, name 3. Not Washington or Oregon. Can't be A. Ooh, could be B. Don't think Kentucky was one. And wasn't Florida. I think it's B. Yes. Boom. Got one wrong there. Again, had a few I'd had before, but still, 19 out of 20, not bad. Alright, I'm going to do one more because I would have done 100 questions, minus the few that I'd already done, and then I'll work out my percentage at the end. What are 2 ways that Americans can participate in my democracy? Annoyingly, I've had that question before. We elect US senators how many years? 6. I've had that question before. What is one right of the First Amendment speech? I've had this question before. I think I've gone through all the questions. When was Declaration of Independence adopted? I've had this question before. One reason the colonists came to America? Haven't had this question before. Freedom. Oh, actually, I had this question the first time, I think, when I did my video last time. When is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? I think is it April or March? I think it's April. Yes. Who makes federal laws? Congress? Yeah, and the president signs off on them? Yeah, cool. Name one state that borders Canada. Had that question before. What is freedom of religion? Annoyingly, had this question before. I think I'm seeing a trend. How old do you have to be to vote for president? Had this question before. What is the name of the vice president now? Had that question before. Who is chief justice? Had that question before. What does constitution do? I think it sets up the government or defines the government. Oh, probably all of the above, right? Yeah, cool. What are two rights of everyone living in the United States? Oh, I've had that question before. What did the Declaration of Independence do? Had this question before. Who signs bills to become laws? Had that question before. The Federalist Papers. Had this question before. Okay, this was a pretty waste of time, this final round. Who does a US Senator represent? Finally, a question I haven't had before. Only the people in the state who voted for that Senate. That's not true. Only the people in the state who belong to. That's not true. The state. All people of the state. What is an amendment? Haven't had this question before. A change to the Constitution. Yes. What did Martin Luther King Jr. do? He fought for civil rights. 100%. I won't lie. Probably about 10 of those questions I'd had before, but the few new ones that I had, I did manage to get right. So I just took on 100 practice questions there. I will admit, probably about 20, maybe 30 of them I had already done before, or I did a first time and then got again. But having said that, of those, let's say 70 new questions, I only got 5 wrong. So to all those that commented that the first test I took was too easy, I hope this has dissuade those assumptions that I just breezed through that test because it was easy and not because of my knowledge of the United States, which, I mean, I still think this was pretty easy, and I'm sure a lot of you would agree. This was also very easy, but I'm still happy with how I did. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed watching me power through these questions, and let me know in the comments if you got like them all right or anything. And I'm just glad that that first test I did many months ago just wasn't a fluke, and actually, to be honest, it still turned out all right. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.